Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Now, in this video, I'll be talking about how to use Copilot in Edge browser. So, a lot of you may have noticed that the new version of Edge browser or Microsoft's Edge browser now has Copilot integrated in it. And I can just show you here. So, you're going to see this icon right here. And if you click on it, it's going to open up the Copilot tab, which has a lot of the functions and features of using AI for your basic everyday workflows. Okay, so once you open Copilot, you'll see basically three tabs. You've got chat, then you've got then you got compose, and then you have insights. Okay, I'll talk about the first two, which is the chat and compose first. I'll leave the insights for later. So chat is basically the chat with the AI agent, which is in this case, which is Chat GPT. And here it gives you the option to be able to ask it anything, and then it will simply respond back with the answer. And I'll show you guys a demo how that works. Compose is the tab where ask the AI agent to write an email or a blog post or a paragraph, right? So what happens here with the Compose tab, you can ask it to write, let's say, a blog post, like a 50-word blog post, or a casual email asking for permission or something like that. And it will simply write out the best possible email option and messages for you to be able to use it for your email communication. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in and see how it works. Okay, once you go to the Edge browser, you're going to see the Copilot right here. And once you load it, it should be able to load up. Let me just check what's happening here. Okay, so once you click on the Copilot, you're going to see the Copilot window right here. And here you have the chat, which is what we just talked about. And you can ask it whatever you want, and then it will simply respond. And then you have the Compose right here. And the compose, as we said, you can ask it to write a blog post or an email paragraph. You can choose what tone you want, casual, um, informational, or funny. And you can choose the format if it's an email or ideas or a blog post, and the length, medium, short, long. And then it will generate the draft for you. And then the insights is about whenever you are, let's say, navigating a specific website and you want to be able to get some insights about that specific page. Maybe you're looking at some diagrams, maybe you're looking at some stock charts or cryptocurrency prices, and you want to be able to allow it to give you some insights about that specific page. It will generate that for you, but this is still a new feature and it's still a work in progress. Okay, so let's talk about chat. So here you have some options. It gives you some options on how to use this, and it gives you some options on what you should or what some recommendations that you can do. Right, for example, here write a short essay that analyzes the merits of universal basic income. Okay, show me popular fall sports perfect for boys. Right, different things. Notice here you've got more creative, more balanced, and more precise. More creative is going to be using the Chat GPT 4, which is the latest Chat GPT version. More balanced is using ChatGPT 3.5 Turbo. The difference is ChatGPT 4 has a lot more data that it was trained on. The model has a lot of data that was trained on than ChatGPT 3.5. Okay, the more precise gives you another option. I'm still not sure which one they're using here. Maybe a different version of ChatGPT, but I'm still looking into that one. Okay, so let me just go ahead and ask an example. Paragraph. about how to build confidence, for example, right? And then bam. And now it's going to start generating, looking at the prompt, and then it's going to respond back. So here it gives you the options, and then it gives you the content, and then it gives you what you can just copy and paste it and use it for your blog post or whatnot. Okay, so that's how you use it for those kinds of events. Now you also have the different features where you can actually add an image. You can upload an image and ask it to analyze the image for you, and you can actually get a screenshot. So I'm gonna go to, let's say, Bitcoin price today, and I'm gonna see if I can actually. Okay, I'm gonna see if how is it gonna analyze it for me. Let's see what's it gonna do. So I'm gonna do this. Okay, and then I'm gonna say done. Um, right, so I'm gonna ask it, why is Bitcoin price high today, right? And then I'm gonna submit. So it's gonna be analyzing the picture and probably give me some kind of answer about the question which I asked it about, right? So these are different ways. Let's say you have a picture of a diagram or like some business diagrams and you want to ask it for analysis. It can give you that option as well. It can analyze things for you, right? This is very useful because you can ask it different questions about different insight. Let's say, for example, if you are researching something and you want to be able to get some insight, you can get guidance from Copilot to help you with extra input or extra opinions um, about the specific image that you are analyzing or a diagram which you are analyzing, or maybe you're analyzing a workflow for a company, and this will be very helpful because it can give you some input and guidance on how to do that. Okay. Now, here's the analysis. It's analyzing the image and it's analyzing the details of the image, which is the price fluctuations of Bitcoin in this case over the past year. And then it will give you some options or answers why this price point is increasing, what's happening. It will actually, if you look at here, number 3, market sentiment. BlackRock revised application for spot Bitcoin ETF has fueled a bullish sentiment. So it actually went and searched some of the news options online and got some analysis about that, and it made a prediction or an inference saying that uh, this event, this news event, actually could have impacted the price of Bitcoin, which allowed it to increase in price over the past year. So it's actually doing some research for you and cross-checking it against news events, what's happening um, around the world, which is impacting the price of Bitcoin, right? Okay, so finally it gives you some options and gives you some options if you want to learn more about it. It gives you some links here that you can actually go and check. And finally, it sets the end of the response, right? So it gives you some information. Could be valuable, which means that you just have to go and research and find out how that works and how does it compare to the analysis, right? Okay, so that's for Copilot. Now let's go ahead and jump into Compose. The Compose tab allows you to create, let's say you want to be able um, write a cover letter for applying for an IT manager position. A professional. You want the tone to be professional, and you want the length to be medium, or let's make it short, and then you hit generate draft. And now it's going to start looking and analyzing the prompt or the question. It's going to start researching online, and then it's going to come up with the cover letter for applying for a new position for an IT manager, and then it will give you the options available here. Okay. So here's the output. Dear hiring manager, I'm ready to express my interest in the IT manager position that you have posted on your website. I have over 5 years experience in managing IT projects, teams, and systems. as an IT manager at ABC company. I was responsible. So you can simply just copy and paste this entire cover letter and post it on your CV, and then you can start applying with it with different jobs, right? So these are different options for how to use Compose or how to create different emails or letter content to be able to be used for your specific workflows depending on what you want to be able to do. Okay, so this is the preview of the letter. Let me just copy the whole thing and then I'll paste it. I stopped it right here because it was going too long. So, for example, we can just see what it did. Okay, so that's the content of the letter, which you can simply use for your specific applications, right? If anyone's looking for a new job or you want to get some examples of a cover letter, here's an option that you can use, and you can copy it and paste it into your cover letter for your application. Okay, so here you have some options. You have the email, you have ideas, you've got a blog post that you want to be able to write to generate. You have different ideas that you simply ask it the prompt and it will generate that for you based on its own search and its training model. Now, one thing I wanted to point out here, there's a new thing here called plugins, right? If you notice this plugins. Plugins is an option which means that there's integration points between other apps, which Copilot can use to leverage the information from those applications and answer your questions. So for example, if you enable the kayak here feature, and then you want to be able to search for flights or rental cars or stays, and then when you ask the question, ChatGPT will be able to query the information from the kayak's database website or application, and it will generate the results back to you based on the information it got from kayak website. Okay, and that's how what plugins work, right? The same thing for these other Instacart and Klarna here, which is about prices, right? So these plugins, what that means is they're leveraging their information, their database, and plugging and creating an API link to be able to be used with Copilot, which gives you more information, more accurate information about specific topics. Like for example, Kayak would have a lot of information about flight stays, rental cars, about different destinations. So Copilot can go and leverage that information from Kayak to give the user, to give you more accurate information whenever you're asking it something. Okay, all right. So let's go back to the chat and you can close it right here. That's the plugins function here, or the button. If you click on it, it's going to generate the plugins, and then you click on the X, you go back to the default view of the chat. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to leave your comments on the bottom. I'll leave a link to the description below. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.